I'm pretty sure that's happened to everybody who has ever targeted dogtooth tuna before. This is the first time I had ever chased dogtooth tuna. I was with Tim McDonald in Tonga. Everybody warns you about dogtooth tuna before you go targeting them. They say they pull harder than anything else in the ocean and they can be really hard to get past sharks. This was pretty much exactly what happened to me in Tonga. For this trip, I borrowed a Rife Blue Water gun from Brendan Chan. It had a 180cm, 9.5mm Rife shaft on a dirty big slip tip, 4 rubbers, and I thought, yeah, this will do. I'd already made my first mistake before I even left Australia. You need to test your gear before you take it on a big trip like this. Tim and I were flying from Sydney directly to Tonga. From there, we were supposed to get a small domestic flight to an island called Hapaya. We were told that we could, just stay at the airport and it was only a short walk down the road to the domestic terminal.
So they said we could walk from the international to a domestic terminal, which looked about 500 metres, but turned out to be closer to 2.5 k's.
I'm going to try a little nap before we fly out in a couple of hours. That's the plan, Daniel.
50,000 roosters going off at the moment.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Not so much.
We got our connecting flight and we were soon arriving in Hapaya. We met our guide Hilton, who gave us the safety brief, and then we were straight into it. The water clarity here was insane, straight into 30 meters viz. This barracuda was destined for Burley. Remember how I mentioned this was the first time I had ever used this gun? The combination of really clear water and never shooting this gun before, not good. Tim didn't waste any time and ensured that we had something for dinner. The next morning we were headed out to the volcano, one of the best spots for dogtooth tuna.
Tell us what time you think you'll be back.
5, 6, 7.
Within 30 seconds of being in the water, I saw a shoal of doggies under me, so I made a dive, completely missed, and then saw an even bigger doggy in the background. Tim was on burley duty, so he decided to have a crack with his real gun.
Hey Dan, the second big one just follow the line.
I tried to get down and shoot the doggy that was following Tim's fish. However, I think this just spooked Tim's fish and it smoked him through the reef. The worst happened. Snapped flopper. For the next 2 hours, I was really regretting not testing this gun before I went on the trip. I'd missed so many fish, I decided that I was just going to rig my normal 120 spear gun up with a breakaway and see if I could shoot doggies that way. I secured a small pup, but I knew this gun just wasn't going to cut it if I came across a really big fish. We noticed the direction of the current was changing, so we jumped in the boat, had some lunch, and then hit the front edge of the reef.
All right, let's do this thing. I can feel some big fish about to die.
There was a shoal of decent sized doggies this time.
Oh, there's a bigger one here at the back, Tim. Bigger one at the back.
Jario had the first dive, but his slit tip kept falling off the end of his spear and he couldn't pull the trigger. It was so frustrating to watch. Tim didn't waste any time getting down there himself.
Shot him, got him away from the sharks, fortunately. A couple of little bites on the back.
Boom.
Tim had no problem shooting this gun because he's used them before. The trick is to lean into them to absorb the recoil. I decided to give it one more go.
Say that's better than a 30-kilo doggy. A doggy like that that's been flogged is way better. So much more muscle.
We're idiots. Got smoked a few times this morning on some real guns, but got the big gun sorted out and got onto this one, but the sharks really like the taste of it too. Probably would have been maybe a nice 30-kilo fish, but not today.
We had to take a break and move somewhere else. There were just too many sharks. This was going to be the last drift for the day, but on my descent, I spotted one off in the distance.
Straight through the back half with the slip tips engaged, haul ass on it. First one got eaten by sharks, but a bit better luck with this one and some teamwork. So, pretty happy with this fish. Not sure, possibly maybe 30, 35 kilos.
Yeah.
I'm pretty piss weak, so probably not that big.
Look how much you do.
Lift him up, side on, Dan. He's over 30 if you can't pick him up. Tub, fat tub. Dan.
So that was my first experience ever chasing dogtooth tuna. I made so many mistakes, but with a bit of teamwork, we still put a few fish in the boat. And to me, that's all that matters.